Okay, welcome to Results Gym Live podcast. I'm your host, George Berry. Thanks for tuning in to our online show where we're sharing our health and fitness tips. Tonight's topic, when diet and exercise don't work. So that's what we'll be chatting about today, guys. So I'll just wait and see who we get logged in. So hopefully we get a few people on the chat today. Good evening, Anne-Marie. Good evening, Jessica. Hello, Gillian. How are you guys? Good evening, Nikki. Enjoyed your workout today with your son. That was pretty cool. Putting in some trivia as well. I quite liked it. It was good. So another cracking day, guys. I'll just bear with me while I get the comments. So, hope everybody's got a good tan. So I think last few days has just been unreal, the weather. So hopefully it keeps up for the next couple of days. Yeah, so quick check-in. So how's everybody feeling on the lean and quarantine challenge? Have you been exercising? Did you eat as best you can? So let me know, guys. Give me a quick just a quick thumbs up, or just let me know what your day's been involved. Yeah, so quite a few people on tonight, it's good. So hopefully we'll get a good chat going. So tonight's topic is when diet and exercise don't work. So good evening, guys. So we're just letting everybody settle in before we kind of get going. This weekend for me was, the last couple of days has been quite good. Just been relaxing in the garden and enjoying the weather. So don't really get weather like this in April very often, never mind summer. So it's quite good actually getting a bit of time to enjoy it in the garden. So fortunate enough. So yep. So let's see, Anne-Marie's. So you've been trying your best on the food front and getting the exercise in. That's all we can ask for, guys. Just try the best that you can. Just each day, just put your best effort in, and you will start to see results over time. Okay, Nicola Wilson, eating well, but back is a little bit sore, so yeah, just may as well just let that heal until everything's better. There's no point in pushing it, making things worse. Hello, Elsbeth, how are you? Yeah, so hello, Erica. Leah Black, how are you? So how's everybody feeling anyway? So not really sure how many days we're into quarantine now, but it must be, what is the date today? Can't even think. 24th, so it's just a little over a month, isn't it? I think it was the 23rd of March we got introduced to lockdown, so yeah, we're just over a month. Hello, Tommy, how are you? So cheers, guys. I've got my beer for tonight. So just before we crack on with the topic tonight, we were talking about on Wednesday doomed to stay fat. So I'll just do a quick recap on that. They all kind of tie in anyway. There's similar themes. So I think if you doomed to stay fat, we had the right mindset. So number one was the right mindset. So are you going in with a permanent change, or was it temporary? So if you're going in with a permanent change, then you're going to make permanent results. And then topic number two was new habits. So it's developing all your habits and your lifestyle changes that go with that permanent decision. And then moving on was environment. So changing your kitchen, like what you've got in your house, even just going to the gym and like removing yourself from the bad environments as well, and putting yourself into the places that is going to be more beneficial to your fitness and your weight loss journey. And then number four was good foods, so introducing better eating habits. And then the last point, number five, was support. So having a good support system there, whether it's friends, family, or joining groups. So that's what we discussed the other night. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about when diet and exercise don't work. So to be honest, it was a trick question, because let's face it, diet and exercise always works. It always works. So really the question should be, what are you stuck with? So if your diet's not working or you're not enjoying it, then you really need to look at that side of things, because like I said, diet and exercise, they always work. Like there's that many products and pills and gadgets and various different things that are kind of touted to be like they're going to help you, like more so than fitness and diet. So I always scratch my head at that one when I see, oh, if your diet's not working anymore, buy this product and you'll get great results. I think they're just ridiculous, some of the things. So it's more of a trick question today, guys. So for me, diet and exercise always work. So the thing you need to ask yourself would be, when does a diet fail? So when does your diet fail? So it really comes down to the factors yourself. So you've let your diet fail. So you've failed yourself by coming off it, or by introducing the sugary foods or whatever it is that you've kind of failed on. And it's the same with exercise. Why did it fail? So maybe you do have a legitimate reason. Maybe you are injured and you can't do the exercises. But most exercise plans will actually work, especially if it's a structured training plan as well. So something that should be designed will get better results, rather than just doing haphazard things, which can lead to injuries as well. So a structured training plan is always better than any training plan, or just a random one. But a random training plan is better than no training plan. So you're always better to exercise. So for me, trick question. So why, when diet and exercise doesn't work? It's really when you give up. So that was really what I want you to think about today, guys. So if your diet will always bring results. So sometimes you need to tweak it along the way, but you will always see a result from a particular diet. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Let's see if there's any comments. So who have we got? Erica. So, yep, so sleep as well. Yep, so that's Nikki, sorry. Yeah. Day 32, Elspeth, yeah. So I think I asked the question, how many days in lockdown? Yeah, just over a month. It's pretty crazy. So another couple of weeks and then we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll start releasing some of the restrictions a little. So it'll be quite cool if they start to open certain things, let people feel a sense of normality coming back in. Yeah. Okay, so topic number one part that I wanted to discuss was how to stick with diet and exercise. So have you ever wondered why some people fail and some people don't? And really, what's the key differences? Why would you think some people can stick to it, a diet plan and an exercise plan, and why do you think some people don't? So leave a comment, guys, or put your little input, see what you think. So I've often wondered that, why people stick with things and why they don't. And to me, it's really about like not fooling yourself as well, not making not mockery, but taking it lightly. So don't take it lightly. So diet and exercise can be taken a bit too lightly by people, and when the actual hard work starts to kick in, then that's when they usually give up. So to me, like, don't fool yourself that it's going to be easy and it's going to be like simple to introduce healthy eating, and it's going to be simple to exercise, because it's not. It really isn't. It is hard work, and it takes a lot of willpower, and it takes a lot of focus, and it takes a lot of energy, and self-discipline is a massive one to actually continue to keep getting that success. Because we've kind of touched on it in previous topics where like if you don't have the self-discipline, you won't actually get any results. And the self-discipline's like a muscle, I think. The more you use it, the better you get at keeping it as well. But also, like, the stronger it gets when life gets hard or certain things happen in the day or in the week, then your self-discipline muscle gets tested. So the weaker it is, the more it's going to break. So, like I say, if you're already feeling mentally weak or fatigued or tired or stressed or have anxiety, then the thought of just being good and sticking to your diet is just going to go right out the window. You're probably not even going to think about it. Whereas if you've already got a strong self-discipline there, thinking about your diet, and you've planned it and you've put a lot of effort in, and it's on the front of your mind. So when certain issues come up in the day, then you will be able to draw upon that self-discipline and actually avoid the things that's going to take you off track. So what's Nikki saying? Too much cardio can hinder weight loss, as your body is an intelligent machine and adapts. Yeah. So weightlifting is the way to go. Yeah. So that was really some of the questions I used to ask myself. And it's not just about diet and exercise, it's more like in anything. Why do people give up? Why do people set a challenge and then don't follow through? Yeah. Usually when I set a challenge, I usually try and stick to it as best I can. I very rarely pull out. So I do make a decision. If I'm going to do something, I will do it. I usually do it. Like 99% of the time, I will do it. But I do think about it. Do I really want to do this before I decide to do it? So I won't just jump on the whim of something and think, okay, I think I'll try that, and then it never gets done. I do make a conscious decision, right? I want to achieve something, and then I go ahead and try and do that. So, Nicola, sometimes it can be a psychological thing. If you've got negative people around you, they can drag you down. Yeah, that's a massive part of it. I think we're going to touch on that a little bit later with the support system that you have in place as well. But it is a major stumbling block for a lot of people. Who's around them? Who you surround yourself with? What kind of people are you kind of interacting with a day? Do they bring you down or do they pull you up? Are they encouraging? Do they demean you a little bit by? Because some people don't like change. Let's face it, a lot of people don't like change. I think humans tend to like keeping everything safe and confined, and you don't really like to see things moving forward. So you can understand where people are coming from. They don't want you to change too much, because then if your partner's starting to feel good and get more energy and looking better and in better shape, and they might be scared that you're going to leave, so they will kind of try and sabotage you without realising it, I think, some of the times. So it can be out of a fear that they'll not want to support you because they don't want this, they don't want to leave, or you to leave, or to find somebody better, or for whatever reason. It's definitely an issue. So, oh, sorry guys, I'll just get my notes here. So we had, so I was saying to not fool yourself. So if you fool yourself into thinking it's going to be easy, then as soon as you realise, oh man, this is actually hard work, then you will falter, you will give up. So it's easy to give up that way. So one of the biggest tips I could probably say when you're to sticking with exercise and to making it work is to actually expect it to be a little bit difficult to begin with. So it is going to be hard adhering to your diet plan, not wanting the sugar, not wanting the junk food. And it takes a few days to break those habits, but once you do, it does become easier. It definitely becomes easier. And then, the more you can focus on your self-discipline and actually say, like, okay, I'm not going to turn to the junk food when you're feeling down, then you'll start to get a little bit more energy, and you'll start to feel good from doing that as well. So Callan's saying he's started intermittent fasting at the start of lockdown and lost lots of visual fat, plus fast metabolism helps. Brilliant. So being 16 as well, so you're getting a big jump on everybody, Callan, actually, like starting to look after your diet and your health at that age. So by the time you're 20, 25, you should have everything nailed and know what works for you and how you feel on certain foods and when you're training. So I would say start experimenting as well, see how you feel with different things, and then how much energy when we get back training, how much energy you've got for MMA. Yep, so that's really some of the things why people would probably not stick to their diet, is they underestimate how much hard work it actually is, and they don't take it seriously enough. Yeah. So Gillian saying she loves intermittent fasting as well, works for you. Yeah, keeping your weight down. So I would say number 2 on my tips for this one is mentally and emotionally as well. So you have to think about locking into the idea of changing your body, so mentally and physically, so and emotionally. So really, a lot of people who don't get results, they just treat it so casual. It's like, oh yeah, I'm on a diet plan, and they don't really treat it seriously enough. So if you really do want big changes and to benefit your health and fitness, then you really have to take it a little bit more seriously and be fully committed. So make sure you are buying in the foods that are going to be healthy. Make sure you are actually making your meals. You're getting up at the same time every day and going out and getting your exercise in. So just be committed. Be committed to it fully, 100%. The other thing that helps you get committed fully emotionally, is think about how you'll look. So if you do actually have an idea of what you want to look like, then that could be quite mentally or emotionally tying. So that can make you feel good about, oh, I want to look so much better, or I'll be able to fit into these clothes. Or how much better you'll feel physically and mentally. So that's a great tip as well, to change your whole outlook and say, right, okay, I want to tie it all in by how I feel and how you look, and that way you'll lock into that idea and be more 100% committed. So the stronger that you feel those emotions and those connections to that, then the more likely that you will stick to the plans as well, and you'll actually you'll start to see better results just by believing that you're going to get those results as well. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. So if you've had good results in the past, think about what it was that you did lock into. What made you continue, like for 3 months or 6 months on a plan. Maybe Nikki, you could chime in on this one as well, because you've done amazing, as we kind of stated before. Or even Tom, I don't know if Tom's on today. So what is it that keeps you guys going? What is it that makes you get up every day? What is it that really keeps you emotionally strong, as it were, to get up and train and exercise and to eat as best you can every day and without failing? So let me know, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. Share it with everybody that's listening. Okay. Number 3 would be keeping it simple as well. So I think the reason that diet plans and exercise plans is people try and overcomplicate it, or make things too hard, or make it too long, just too complicated. It's just keep it simple. Tommy's saying passion. So you've got a passion for what? So what is your passion? Is it looking good? Is it feeling good? Is it lifting weights? Is it what's the passion? That's what we're trying to get at here. So you're trying to make that connection. What is it? Is it just a passion for training? So Nikki's saying her lifestyle is a habit now, and I genuinely love it. broke our progress down into segments to try and achieve small goals and not to have too many on the go. Yeah, but what was it that made you want to do that? Like, to drop the weight, to physically want to? And that's what kind of what I'm saying, Tom. So what is your passion? You know, why are you doing it? Why do you want to look good and feel, if you see what I mean? So Tommy's saying bodybuilding, excellent. So that's your passion there. So you want to shape your body and you want to make it in the best shape that you possibly can. So there you go. So that's, Tom's 100% committed to that. Nikki's 100% committed to hers. So Callan's passion is to become the best. I thought you already were, Callan. Become the best fighter or MMA or the best that you can be. Be a bit more specific. So the best at what? You can't be the best at something if you're not specific enough, guys. So you have to really, like I say, drill down, get more specific on what it is you want to achieve, and then go and get it. And it's really that simple. Yep. So keep it simple, guys. So a simple diet plan, something that works for you, something that you enjoy, and something that you can actually implement pretty easily. Because if you're not used to cooking, then spending an hour cooking or 2 hours cooking every day is not going to work either. So it's find a system that works for you, whether it's 10-15 minute meals or batch cooking, or just make things as easy as you can, guys. That's really what we need to do. And same with exercise as well. Don't, like, a lot of people follow the fitness fads. They follow the new fitness trends and fitness fads, what the masses are doing. But generally the masses won't get you the results. They tend to be like just a lot of hype in some of the fitness fads that are going around. So that's why we at Results Gym, we've never really followed the fitness fads. We just try and keep things simple, you know, stuff that works. Eat sensibly, and exercise as best you can. And that really is the best approach. Like you say, most people, the fitness fad, if you jump on those fitness fads, then every 2 or 3 months there'll be a new one coming out, and you'll just lose the passion to do it. So you'll do one of those classes for maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and then you won't do one for 6 months, and then a new one will come out, and then you'll jump on that bandwagon, and then you're always on and off. So that's why the results aren't there either. So just keep it simple, guys. So the basics work as well. So when you've got a good training plan, or if Nikki's got a training plan for you, or Tom or Alison or even myself, then we'll put in exercises that we can measure. So the basics, like squats, they're not pretty, they're just the basic exercise, but they're a staple. You can track that, you can progress it, you can see, is it getting better each week, are you getting stronger, are you able to put on more weight? So a good strength plan is just such a simple routine, but they just repeat it over and over and over. So they're not trying to do a variation of a squat, it's just a squat, and you just get on with it. And you can change the numbers. So the way we kind of add a bit of variety for a personal trainer aspect is, rather than saying like, okay, well, we're going to do a squat, and then we're going to do like something else that's a fancy squat. But it's like we don't tend to do that. We'll say, like, okay, we'll do higher reps this time. So for 4 weeks or 6 weeks, we'll be on a slightly higher rep range. Right, okay, we'll switch over to a heavier training session. So maybe 4 weeks of strength, and then 4 weeks of hypertrophy, and then 4 weeks of endurance. So that's how I like to add variety into the workout. So you're still doing the basic lifts, but you're adding the variety in there with the rep ranges. So, and there's lots of other things to do. We can kind of get into those in a different topic, but the basics do work. The basics do work, guys. And I think that's where a lot of people will fail a little bit, because it's like, oh, if I keep doing the same thing, then they think, oh, they see something on Instagram and it's like, oh, that girl's doing this exercise, so that it must work. But I guarantee that the ones that are in the best shape on Instagram or in these videos do a solid training plan. And these videos are just in there to spice things up a little bit. So, Callan saying you want to be better at MMA overall. Excellent. So there you go. Specific goals. So speak to Chris and ask him which area of your MMA you want to be better at. So is it ground game? Is it bottom game? Is it top game? Is it clinch? Is it dirty boxing? Is it the striking part? Is it takedowns? Is it wrestling? Is it submission? So there's you can get so much more specific into that area, Callan. So I would say pick one, like Nikki says, choose one or two goals and then just work on them until you've completed it, and then move on to the next one. So I would definitely have a quick word with Chris when we get back and ask him, or even say, right, what you want to work, which area do you want to improve first, and then just work on that for a couple of months, and then keep doing that, and before you know it, you'll be one of the top fighters. Who else we got here, sorry? So Nicola, I'm at the big stage just now, don't know that pushing myself back permitting makes me feel good. Yeah, so I would probably, I'm not really sure what your injury is, Nicola, but you might have core, you might have a weaker core. Normally with people who have back injuries or end up with back troubles, it's usually something to do with the core. So I would probably maybe even speak to Nikki or Tom and see if they've got a core workout they can put you on for say 3 or 4 weeks. Try and help strengthen it up a little bit, and then introduce sort of the exercises again and see how your back holds up. And that's what I usually do with some of my clients in the past. If they do have come in with back issues, then I would say, right, okay, we'll attack the core first. It's the first point of contact that keeps your spine strong and stable. So you may as well try and strengthen it up first, and then see how it reacts to exercise after that. It's just a more sensible approach. So let's see, Gillian. So passion to be in the best shape, to be the best grappler, brilliant. And change my goal to be better again. Good. Yep. So to be the best grappler that you can be. Excellent. I mean, you were doing really well with that before, doing a bit of jiu-jitsu as well. Having Grant coming up was brilliant. So it'll be interesting to get everybody back. Tom is the king, the core king, fountain of knowledge with that. Just ask them, guys. Ask them, Nicola. Pulled the muscle picking up a sock. It's always the stupidest things, isn't it? It's absolutely a nightmare. I'd probably say it's looking like you're needing to strengthen up the core then, especially if it wasn't an accident. So I would say give Tom or Nikki a message, and I'm sure they'll be able to knock up a core program for you easy enough. Okay. So I was saying, keep it simple, guys. So your exercise should be simple, and this is where it breaks down, because it should be repetitive as well. So your exercise and your diet, and it should all be very repetitive. So each day you just do the same things, and that's where a lot of people kind of get bored. So they will get a little bit bored, and they'll fall off the wagon a little bit. So to prevent boredom, I would say track your stats. So take your measurements each week, and then that way that'll keep you motivated. So even though maybe doing the same sort of routines each day can be a little bit boring, but if you start to see the results, then it's weird how you switch from this is boring because you don't think it's working, and then when you start to see it working, you actually get excited with your workouts and with your diet plan, because you actually see the results in the mirror, and then your boring routines and your boring diet then becomes exciting. It's a strange phenomenon that happens. Once you start seeing results, then your mindset changes, I think, and you start to see the joy out of keeping things a little bit simpler. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. So keep it simple. So why diet and exercise don't work? Like I said, it was a trick question. It's because diet and exercise always work. It's just whether you can stick to it or not. And that's where all the help and the support from your family, from friends, and from personal trainers or going to the gym, that's what's going to keep you getting results. So, yep. Number 4 on the list is plan for resistance. So basically, life isn't going to be like easy all the time, and you're not going to be plain sailing. So it's not going to be plain sailing through your next 6 months or even the next couple of years through your diet. Life gets complicated. I mean, look at the situation we're in at the moment. It's pretty tough, and we're all trying to make the best of it. So from time to time, things are going to happen and get into the way of your diet, or your job could be quite a tough one. If you've got 12-hour shifts, or you've got on night shift, back shift, or a day shift, and it rotates, then that could be a struggle in itself. So definitely have to plan for a little bit of resistance into your routines. So like I said, I think I said earlier, like it's natural to resist change. It really is as well. So people don't like things changing in front of them. So if things do happen, that's why you do get a little bit freaked out and a little bit scared, and the anxiety levels can creep in a little bit. So, and you can probably understand why a lot of people have been a little bit scared with the current situation. You know, as your whole life's changed, it's been turned upside down, or for most people anyway, their life's been turned upside down. So it's a massive change, and ultimately anxieties are going to go through the roof. So, and I think what I touched on earlier was, once your anxieties go up through the roof, then your self-discipline and your self-control, they're the first things that will go as well. So your diet will start to go out the window, exercise will go out the window. So, and the resistance going to come like from internal as well. So it's not always going to be external, like circumstances that will change things. It'll actually be internal as well. So you're going to be lazy, you're going to be lacking motivation, you're going to want a cheat meal, you're going to want certain things, and that really does come down to, like I say, your energy levels. If you've not eaten enough, or you've not had enough of the right foods in your diet, then it will actually play a little bit of mind games with yourself, and it'll get you trying to go to the fridge and get the quick snacks to make you feel much better. So you have to plan for all these and say, right, okay, I'm going to be ready for this when it happens. Think about all the things that like have let you down in the past. So what is it? What are the things, or even if you say, like, what are the 3 things that have let you down from exercising, or what are the things that get in the way when you for eating well? So just make a couple of comments, guys. So just give us one example of something that always seems to crop up when you're dieting. So what are some of the things that get in the way? And then same with exercise, what gets in the way? So it is a barrier. So it's a barrier to getting the results. So it's saying, right, okay, I'm going to be ready for that next time. So plan for it. So what are some of the things that get in your way? So leave a comment, guys. Let us know. Get involved. So for me at the moment, my motivation has been a bit down because of my injury. So I've not really been able to, because I used to enjoy running. I used to enjoy doing my runs and my deadlift and my squat. But I can't actually do any hip hinge movements at the moment. So my motivation's a bit low. And that's due to an injury. So I'm just trying to get my motivation back. Let's see. So James Patty, Missus been dieting, but tonight I'm like, nah, kebab time. So what was it? So what was it, James, that made you want to get a kebab rather than continue on the diet? What changed today? Tell me, like what made you lack that self-control today and hit that phone and say, like, okay, I'm wanting a kebab? Because sometimes, like I say, you want to try and reward yourself. So it's like, well, I've been good all day today, so I'm going to eat a sweetie. Or I've been good for the last couple of days, I'm going to eat a treat. I want a treat. So, so tell me, James, what was it? So Tom's saying you have plenty of excuses, but you don't use them. Yeah. Like everybody does. Everybody's got those excuses and those reasons that kind of crop up. But the ones that actually get results and the ones that don't are the ones that give in to their excuses. So if you keep giving in, if you give in to your excuses more often, then your results are going to get slowed. Whereas if you don't give in to your excuses, then you're just going to be on the right path to getting where you want to be. So that's really what Tom's saying there. So don't give in to your excuses, guys. You have to lock into that the idea of pushing hard and training hard and eating as best you can, especially if you do want to change your appearance, so how you look and how you feel, and then health wise, you want more energy, or like you really need to think about your training each day. I need to get moving each day. And then the other thing as well, I like to think about is don't let it take you down as well. So even if you do give in to that little temptation or the stresses of the day get on top of you, like don't let it take you down completely. You're still in the game, you know. So you maybe faltered a little bit. You needed that little pick me up. Here you had it, but then the next day you just get back on with it. Just go, like get back on like it didn't happen. So don't let it take you out of the game completely. I like the analogy of rugby. So like the rugby players, their objective is to get the ball and to put it to the other end of the team and get a touchdown. And it's so basically what happens is they're on their way up and then somebody comes and takes them out. So it's bang, they get taken out the game. But they just get back up and get on with it until the whistle blows. So they just keep getting up, trying to get up the line, and then somebody takes them down, and then they're back up again, and they go again, and then they're taken down, back up, taken down. So each one of those tackles stops them from getting the ball up to that touchline, but it doesn't actually take them out of the game completely, does it? So they don't think, oh man, I'm done, that's me, I'm giving up. So I like rugby as it's a good analogy for life and generally tasks and goals and achieving things. So think about that, okay? Don't let that little upset take you out of the game completely. It's just a little drawback, and then you just get back on and you go again. And you get a little drawback and you get back up and you go again, and you just keep going. And eventually you'll get there. But let's face it, they do make touchdowns in rugby. Very rarely you'll see a team that doesn't make one. So their objective is to get up the line and get a touchdown, and the other team's going to try and stop them. But they don't take the huff. They don't just throw the ball away and think, okay, I'm done getting up. So what did James say? Let's see. Been a week on the diet and been out weeding the garden the last few days. Went to Asda and they had that one-way system around the shop. So you just basically had enough. So basically you were just wanting to get in there and get some food, and then you just didn't have the patience to stick it out. So it was like, right, screw it, I'm getting a kebab. So, I mean, there you go. So you were a little bit mentally fatigued maybe from exercising or digging the garden, being out in the heat as well. So it's amazing how quickly your self-control muscle will disappear, especially when you're faced with like different options and different products and things as well. So hopefully you don't do it next time, James. Let's see. So last one, last one again. I usually finish off with a bit of support. So number 5 on this tips is, like, it's really one of the most important steps, I would say, is getting a lot of support. And that could be from your significant other or friends. It doesn't have to be a personal trainer. But getting a support system in there. Because if you do have a support there, so if you do have a bit of an accountability, so a PT, personal trainer, or like your friend, do try and be accountable to them each week, saying, right, okay, so the personal trainer will be on your case a little bit. So that's why I would say, if you are struggling, then it is worth investing in one, because a personal trainer will say, right, okay, have you trained today? Have you eaten as best you can? And they'll even help you with the plans and the workouts and take you through them. And what happens is, with accountability, is you'll start to see steady progress. So each week you'll see you'll be a little bit fitter, or you'll be a little bit stronger, or you'll be down a little bit of weight, or your inches will be down a little bit. So you'll start to see the results, and that's what keeps you going as well. And then a personal trainer is a little bit more, they've got more vested interest in actually seeing you doing well. Because they like to see people, they want to help people. You know, most people that become personal trainers do enjoy helping people through the jungle, as it were, the jungle of weight loss and fitness. Because it is a big place, and there are a lot of things you can do, and they usually know what works and what doesn't. And if something isn't quite working right, they'll be able to adapt it quite quickly. So they'll be able to track your progress and monitor you along the way, and then make any adjustments. So I would definitely say you need a good support system in there, especially if you do struggle to keep the weight off. It's different if you're quite disciplined anyway. If you're not too bad, if you've not got a huge amount to shift, then I would definitely suggest speaking to somebody on a weekly basis and getting a bit of help and support. Nikki's saying she loves seeing progress of the clients. I'm the same, Nikki. Like, when I used to do more personal training, like, each week I would be looking forward to see what the changes are, and like, even just people's attitudes and like their outlook on life. They just feel so much better when you start achieving your goals, and they are just health and fitness goals, but it gives them a whole new outlook, I think, on life and generally how they feel about themselves. So I think that's about it, guys. So diet and exercise does work, okay? It really does work, guys. So it's just staying with it long enough and putting the effort in each day, and you will get there. So you've got to give it long enough, guys, to get results. Don't get impatient, or if you're only losing a pound or two a week, then that's plenty. It's actually plenty. If you understand what a pound is, a pound of fat anyway, then you know how many calories is in that. So you understand that losing a pound or even a pound and a half is amazing. And then you have to get committed to the idea. Get committed to the idea of how you'll look or how you'll feel. So have an idea of what you want, and that's really what will keep you on track as well. And then we covered keeping it simple. So keeping it simple, guys. So simple exercise routine, simple diet plans, and that's what will get you results as well. And also plan for setbacks. So think about all the things that do tend to get in the way. So even jot a couple of them down. Say, right, okay, what are some of these things that get in the way? So James, so kebab shop. So that's a wee setback in your diet plan. So 2 or 3 days of working of eating well, then it could be set back quite quickly with just one bad day. So try and make your setbacks longer and longer in between. So if they're happening 2 or 3 times a week, then you really need to figure out why you're letting those setbacks kind of come into your life. So try and knock it out, so it is only once a week or every fortnight or once a month that you'll have a setback, and then they won't actually interfere with the progress at all. Like I said, the analogy of the rugby, there's Kirsten, she knows what I'm talking about. So talking about rugby, so your objective is to try and go up and get a touchdown, and the other team's going to try and take you out, but they don't take you out of the game. So a setback shouldn't be enough to take you out of the game completely, where you give up 100% and be like, I'm done. So don't let the setbacks take you out completely. And then the last point is try and get a support system in place that is really going to help you. So a significant other, partner, family, friends, or I would recommend, especially when it comes to diet and fitness, I would recommend getting a trainer, even if it is just once a week, to check in with them. Like just to check in and be accountable and get your plans ready. It does make a massive difference. So I think that's it tonight, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed the chat. Yeah, so I think we'll probably leave it at there, unless anybody's got any comments to make. So I'll let you enjoy the rest of your evening. So I think I'll have the Weekend Warrior workout up tomorrow at some point. I'll get that up and ready for everyone. So, and then Sunday will be a day off for me anyway. And then back on Monday we'll have Tom at 10 o'clock, Aaron at 3, I think it is. Yeah, so have a good weekend, guys. And I'll probably check in and send an email for everybody on the Lean Quarantine Challenge tomorrow as well. Okay, have a great night, guys, and I'll see you soon.